Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to How Ines Rolls. I am about to start making a couple of breakfast items that I'm going to be taking over to my father-in-law's house, but these breakfast items can be made any time of year, so I need to get started. The first thing I'm going to get started on is a biscuits and gravy casserole. Now, I've made this before, so I'll put it in the link, but I'm just going to be cooking it up. I'll be putting the link in the description box so you can go and watch it, or maybe it's up here somewhere. So that way you can go and take a look at it. But I pretty much it's just making a gravy and putting some biscuits on top. So easy. And then the other thing that I'm going to be making is a variation on a monkey bread, a chunky monkey bread. So it's perfect for today since it's going to be nice and sweet and going to be ooey gooey. While my sausage is cooking, I thought I'd let everybody know what some of our traditions are. When I married Paul, they already had a tradition of Christmas Eve they spent at their aunt's party. And then they'd come home and Santa came. And so, doesn't Santa come to your house on Christmas Eve? So we open presents on Christmas Eve and the kids love it. I mean, it's so fun. And they already have all that energy anyways, might as well. I think it's just a great idea. So the little kids separate them all into piles and everybody goes one at a time to open up a present so everybody can see it. And so I think that that's so fun. And then that can take us well into like 10, 11, 12 o'clock sometimes, depending. And so it's been a lot of fun to do it that way. So that's what we did last night. We went to my aunt's house for a little get-together. And then we came home and Santa came. So that's been a lot of fun. What are some of your traditions? So then on Christmas morning, we always go over to my father-in-law's. And in the last few years, I've been trying to help out more with bringing more meals to like Thanksgiving and to Christmas. So last year I made the Kneaders casseroles with the French toast sticks in it. So this year I'm making the biscuits and gravy and I'm making the monkey bread. But I am also making just sausage and heating up some French toast sticks anyway. So I'm helping out with that as well. So I just put some salt and pepper and I'm putting a little bit of cayenne in there just for a little bit of kick. Just a little bit. With those biscuits and stuff, you're not going to notice it super much. So it's going to absorb a lot of those flavors. And then now I'm going to get ready to make the gravy. So let me know in the comments if you use Wondra. I usually use a roux, like a butter flour mixture to make a gravy. But this works really nice too. So 1/4 cup of this on top of the meat, add some milk, boom, gravy's practically done. You just gotta bring it to a boil. So I'm gonna get that going. I wanted to bring you a little bit closer to show you what I'm doing. So it's a nice coat over the sausages and then the milk. Easy peasy. Now, I also use the Wondra sometimes when my my gravies aren't thickening so much. So I just add a tiny little bit and it makes it a lot thicker, a lot faster. Yum, yum. Look at that, nicely thickening up. And one of my favorite things too with making this is that I can scrape the bottom and get all of that flavor into the gravy. It is so yummy. So while that's going on, I am quartering biscuits and putting them at the bottom of a greased pan. I'm gonna let them bake for 10 minutes. I'll put the sauce on top and another can quartered on top. So biscuits and gravy casserole. Hey, while everything is kind of getting ready to bake, I want everything to be done around the same time. So I'm gonna get started on putting the monkey bread together. So I have a couple of bowls here. In one bowl, I have butter, melted butter, and then I'm going to put maple syrup. So I just need the 1/2 cup one. So what I'm gonna do is, I have like regular syrup, like for waffles and pancakes, but I also have a pure maple syrup. So I'm going to mix them just because this is pretty rich. So I wanna make sure I'm not using a lot of it. But that way I'm also using my other syrup. If I can open this. I finally got it open. Oh my Lanta. So I gave a quick spray into the measuring cup so I can get all of the syrup out so it doesn't stick too much into the container. Little tip. So I'm gonna mix these up, and then in the other bowl I'm gonna put dry ingredients. Now remember, this recipe will be at the end of the video, so just take a little snapshot. I found it from an Instagrammer called, her page is called Made It, Ate It, Love It. Yeah, and so she just kind of did it like live type thing, and so I just wrote it out for you guys because I want to remember this one too. So I'm just gonna make sure this is nicely mixed in, and then I'm gonna put the dry ingredients, which is gonna be the brown sugar, cinnamon, and nuts, and they're crushed. So I just bought these ones, and they weren't, one was kind of chopped, but the other one was sliced, so I just used my handy dandy rolling pin and gave it a good whack. So 1/4 cups of these into the other bowl too. Bring it closer. Okay, so here's my dry. I'm just gonna give that a nice little mix. Kind of like crumbly in the topping, so it'll make it nice and crispy hopefully and give it a lot of flavor. And then this has the maple syrup and the butter, which yum yum. That's gonna go, so what I'm gonna do is put half of it in the bunt pan, or as my kids will say, the abundant pan. And then put half of that, half of this, and then put the biscuits on, half the rest of this, the rest of that. So it'll be yummy, yummy. Okay, I'm going to spray this pan nicely so it can all come out when I flip it out. So I'm gonna give it a heavy spray. And then I'm gonna take half of that, just kind of evenly pour it out. And then half of this. And then start layering the biscuits. Now, no need to cut them. We're just going to kind of overlap them a little bit. So easy, right, friends? We're gonna do 2 cans, 2. Kind of give them a little press. And then you'll just top it off with the rest of the toppings and the butter. So it'll go through and kind of seep into the in between the biscuits, and it will be delish. So just kind of evenly pour the rest. Oh my, can't wait to have this. I should have made 2 of these. All right, and then that will go into the oven. I believe it's 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. So while that bread is all done and I just need to put it in the oven, I'm gonna get together the rest of this sausage and gravy casserole. Look at those, they're nice and little toasty. So I'm just gonna put this gravy. Now look at how nice and thick it got. I don't know if you can see that. So good. So I'm just gonna evenly pour that on top, and then all I'm doing is just adding another roll on top of that. So easy, right, you guys? And it's delicious. So I'm gonna just spread that around. It's a special, I don't make this too often. I think this is actually the 2nd time I've made it. My husband loves biscuits and gravy, but not everybody else does as much. So I do like it, but I don't always have it. Does that make sense? So, but this is special for Christmas. But if you have guests coming into town, this is like the perfect meal for them because they can just scoop whatever they want and just eat as much as they want, and it can go a long way. So you can have that and some fruit. It's perfect. So let me get the other biscuit container and put it on top. I'm just adding the rest of these quartered biscuits on top. And like the ring, the monkey bread, I'm gonna put them all in around the same time. So we'll be leaving in about an hour to my father-in-law's. So now I need to get ready for the other stuff, which I'm gonna make some sausage he brought over just to kind of have like a little buffet, and some, like I already said, some French toast sticks. So that's gonna be easy, just kind of heat them through. So easy, and I love breakfast. Let me know in the comments if you love breakfast, because these are not just special to Christmas, but for any time of year. Okay, so I'm about to put this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and it's ready. I can't wait. See, the biscuits just came out. I put a little bit of butter just to kind of give it a shiny, you know, coating to the biscuits. They look delicious. They're ready. I'm gonna cover this with foil and put it back into a warm oven just to keep it nice and hot. I have some sausages nearly done, and then I'm gonna start on another set, and everything else is in the oven. Looking good. So I'm checking on my monkey bread, and I'm pulling apart a little bit of the biscuits in between. It's been about 20 minutes, but they look a little bit extra doughy. So I put a piece of foil over the top, just loosely, so it doesn't brown more, but can get the air into the bundt pan. I always want to say abundant pan, and so it's gonna cook a little longer, maybe 10 to 15 more minutes, depending on if I can separate those biscuits and how gooey it is. I just pulled this out. Look at how yummy it looks. So what I did is I took a fork and kind of peeked in between those biscuits. They are a little crispy on top, but that will be the bottom, and I'm gonna flip it out in a few minutes, but I'm pretty sure it's all cooked through. So that took like an additional 15 minutes. So just be prepared for that, for timing. And all I did was just kind of loosely put a piece of foil on top so it wouldn't get any more browned. So that could have gotten a lot more crispy. But it smells delicious, and I can't wait to try it. Okay, so it would not come out of the pan. I think the stickiness and also the nuts in it made it much harder for it to come out. So make sure you heavily spray, which I thought I did, but go and put more into it. And so what I'm gonna do is just probably put some maple syrup, just kind of drizzle it on top, just for more flavor, because a lot of the nuts are in the pan still. So it's not quite perfect, but I'm sure it tastes good, right? So I'll throw some syrup on that. I'm so glad that you stopped by my channel today to see how I put breakfast together for Christmas morning. That recipe for the chunky monkey bread, the variation, is at the end of this video. And remember, there's been some, I changed a couple of things, so if it's not in the recipe card, just, if you've watched the video, just takes a little bit longer, and remember to add a lot of spray to the pans. Merry Christmas. I hope you've had a wonderful season, and as we get ready for the new year, I am looking forward to making more videos and to hopefully inspire you to get into the kitchen and do some fun cooking. So stick around. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next.